I'd like to begin by quoting the late Bella Abzug. This woman's place is in the House of Representatives. Bella was an amazing woman that had strong ties to the law community, Women's Strike for Peace, the Equal Rights Amendment, and the First National Women's Conference of Houston. According to Women of Valor, Bella was born yelling in 1920. She became the daughter of Russian immigrants and was raised very poor in the Bronx. At the tender age of 13, she was already defying convention at her family's synagogue with public speaking. Bella became student body president at Hunter College and received a scholarship to Columbia, where she became one of only a very small number of women law students. Bella stood out in her community because she fought against the HUAC. The HUAC is defined on the Roosevelt National Historic Site as being the House Un-American Activities Committee, which was created in 1938 to investigate alleged disloyalty and subversive activities on the part of private citizens, public employees, and those organizations suspected of having communist ties. Bella became a lawyer in the 1940s when few women did. Her first political move was to start the Women's Strike for Peace. This was a women's activist group which was part of the movement for a ban on nuclear testing. End the arms race, not the human race, was one of their famous slogans, which they used when they did marches and street demonstrations. In particular, they protested atmospheric nuclear testing because it was being found that strontium-90, caused from nuclear fallout, was being found in both mother's milk as well as cow's milk. The history behind the Equal Rights Amendment published a quote by Abigail Adams in 1776. In the new code of laws, remember the ladies, and do not put such unlimited power into the hands of husbands. She's referring to the new Constitution's promised rights that were only applicable to certain white males. The book explains that women were treated according to social tradition and common English law and were denied most legal rights. In general, they could not vote, own property, keep their own wages, or even have custody of their children. Bella agreed with Abigail and supported the Equal Rights Amendment. The Equal Rights Amendment website stated that this amendment is still not part of the U.S. Constitution, but has been ratified by 35 of the 38 necessary states. When 3 more states vote yes, the ERA might become the 28th Amendment. Women of Valor shared that at age 50, Bella was up and running again as an anti-war activist and taking stand for social and economic justice by running for Congress. Upon winning, she took her seat as a Congress member and became a nationally known legislator as one of only 12 women in the House. She became known as one of the first members of Congress also to support gay rights. Bella then decided to run for an all-male Senate, but lost the Democratic primary by less than 1%. Bella served just 3 terms in Congress when she decided to run for city mayor, but unfortunately lost. The Spirit of Houston describes on November 18, 1977, over 2,000 women, men, and children gathered in Houston for the first federally funded National Women's Conference. This event took place over the course of 3 days in which delegates discussed a multitude of topics, including the Equal Rights Amendment, civil rights, and disarmament. The decisions that they came to were then presented to the White House as well as Congress. Bella was directly responsible for this event because 2 years earlier, she had wrote a bill that provided its funding. A $5 million budget was then used for grants, which helped women to attend. This became one of the truly representative national gatherings in U.S. history. Guido explains that Abzug came together with an international group of activists to form the Women's Environment and Development Organization in 1990. As Abzug often said, we've had a lot of words on equality. Now, we want the music, which is action. From the Beijing World Conference on Women to co-sponsoring the first World Conference on Breast Cancer, WIDO, with Bella's leadership, became a powerful international network working on both global and grassroots levels to empower women. Bella's final speech came before the UN in March of 1998. She died soon after, at the age of 77. As you can see, Bella Abzug was a staple for women's rights, equality, gay rights, and our environment. Without her political involvement, many conferences would not have taken place, and many organizations that impact our life would not exist today. Edmund Burke stated it best when he said, "History is a pact between the dead, the living, and the yet unborn." Now we all know of Bella Abzug's political involvement in our country. Time will tell who will be the next Bella.